In this video, I'm gonna talk about Carrion. This game is disgusting. Imagine you left a hamburger steak on the kitchen counter for roughly 3 eternities. This hamburger steak became a sentient monstrosity hell-bent on goals incomprehensible by the common of mortals, and it is now loose in your kitchen, raiding your pantry, mixing your pots and pans, and spilling your finest whiskey down the sink. You are that hamburger steak. You are a walking, crawling, flying mass of stage 4 cancers pleasantly lost among countless dinners on 2 legs. You do not need to worry about the horror slipping and sliding among the ductworks of the secret lab, because you are what everybody should be worried about. Small exceptions exist for people with guns and flamethrowers, but I will get to that in a moment. Start off by basking in your amazing power. You are not a tiny little meatball, far from it. Power is going to corrupt you, and starting with the first instant, there is an entire gold mine of catharsis available to you as you chase helpless, screaming little human beings. Controls involve a radically different approach depending on your choice of peripheral, in which a controller allows you to move by pointing the analog stick in the direction you like, while the mouse has you clicking in the direction where you want to go. You might think that this makes the controller the more intuitive of the two, until you find out that the grab command has razor-sharp precision with the mouse, while the controller version of this is a Parkinson's disease simulator. It is not like the developers were entirely unaware of the classical WASD controls, because these actually become available whenever you take control of a human being. I can only guess that the control decision was a conscious one that feels rather askew either way, and whether or not this was a good idea is not something that I am willing to discuss before I have had 2 shots of Jameson and access to a blunt object for self-defense. For what that is worth, precision is not too much of a problem most of the time, seeing as the gameplay in general contains about as much forgiveness as the aftermath of a confessional blowjob. Most living creatures can be eaten to regain health, and latter parts of the adventure can feature abilities that will allow you to bulldoze your way through if you are not in the mood to play the ambush predator. With all of that said, combat remains in the minority of the experience, with most of the 5-hour adventure being spent on exploration and puzzle solving. Every new ability is immediately followed by a room in which you must put it to use. Interestingly, how much health you have will dictate which abilities you can use, and there are moments in which you must literally leave bits of yourself behind so as to have the right tool for the next job at hand, or rather tentacle. Go figure why, however, there is no map. And navigating from one place to another is just maze-like enough to make even the most straightforward path feel like the scenic route. I am not entirely certain why such a feature was left out, and I know it is only a minor gripe, but it comes at you like an ice cream shop that does not serve the vanilla flavor. It is not important enough to be a deal breaker, but it really makes one go, what the hell kind of decisions have been made back there? I want to know. I want to know morbidly. But again, that is a small concern. It is nothing that some searching on the internet cannot fix, and the good maps out there make it easier to path from one corner of the world to another when it comes to doing the traditional endgame collectathon. The hidden corners and secrets are not all that secret, because the focus is not on offering a full-scale Metroidvania experience. It is on the sheer novelty you play. Such an idea can often be doomed to stopping at the tech demo level, wallowing in self-condemnation as the world at large either ignores it or showers it with bemoaned could-haves. This one here sets an example of completeness. It explores its ideas meticulously. It shows that it has done more than simply spew a drunken shower thought after a John Carpenter film. Bizarrely, it makes it difficult to envision an expansion on this. All the loose threads have been tied, and the product has been delivered. There is no desire for more, aside from a passing mention of, "Please, do continue." A straight expansion of this would be a red herring to chase, and lead nowhere worthwhile. The right objective to pursue is to start over and move elsewhere entirely, seen through the lens of another creator. If they do their work right, it will make for yet another novel experience, with no one realizing that the initial spark began here. In short, this game is tofu.
Give me a chicken breast, sweet peanuts, I am glad just like a bat.